So today we will discuss the last part of the story, Salvatore. Throughout the story we have found Salvatore is in ups and downs, in terrible condition. We have seen in his teenage full of energy. Then he joined the navy. He lost the love of his life. And now we have come to a situation where we are going to see Salvatore is going to start a new life. A life full of energy, a life full of positivity. Though he is physically inactive, not fully active, yet we are going to find a specific quality in Salvatore in this part. We have got all the elements in the story: conflict, downfall, as well as rise. A great poet, D.H. Lawrence, once said, "It is not remarkable that we fall, but it is remarkable that we rise again." And that is aptly suitable to Salvatore. He fell down. That is not remarkable, but his rise is obviously remarkable. So here we'll go through the story. Finding difficulty, kindly let me know.
Well, they were married and they settled down in a tiny white washed house in the middle of a handsome vineyard. Salvatore was now a great, big, husky fellow. Husky stands for masculine personality, tall and broad, but still with that ingenious smile. Ingenious stands for clever, clever smile. And those trusting, kindly eyes that he had as a boy. He had the most beautiful manners I have ever seen in my life. The author has written the story in such way that he is very well aware of Salvatore. He had the most beautiful manners I have ever seen in my life. Asanta was a grim-visaged criminal. Grim means serious. Visage means look. So serious looking lady with decided features, and she looked of devotion that she gave her husband when he was being very masculine and masterful. So whenever her husband behaved very masculine, serious, rough, she never retaliated. I used to be amused by the little smile. Excuse me. So she looked of devotion that she gave her husband when he was being very masculine and masterful. She never ceased to be touched by his gentle sweetness. Cease means stopped. C stands for stopped. That means that lady used to understand Salvatore very well. She used to understand both his roughness as well as his gentleness. But she could not bear the girl who had thrown him over. Now, she could not accept the previous love of Salvatore. She has not forgiven that very lady. It is the common feature of human sentiment. It is hard for Salvatore's wife to accept the previous affair of Salvatore. Notwithstanding Salvatore smiling, Salvatore's and notwithstanding Salvatore's smiling expostulation, that means objection, she had nothing but harsh words for her. Presently, children were born to them. So, whenever Salvatore's wives remember or comes to know about or hears about Salvatore's previous affair, she reacts very harshly. It is hard for her to accept that. It is common for anyone, any wife, to accept or to discuss about the previous affair of her husband. It was hard enough life. Although the fishing season towards the evening, he set out in his boat with one of his brothers for the fishing ground. It was a long pull of 6 7 miles. They used to row, you taking the boat 6 7 miles, and he spent the night catching the profitable cuttlefish. Then there was the long row back again in order to sail the catch in the time for it to go on the early boat of Naples. So hard work. They had to catch the fish they had to go to market to sell those fish. So it was really a hard work. At other time he was working in his vineyard from dawn till the heat drove him rest, and then again when it was trifle cooler, trifle means little, till dusk. Often his rheumatism prevented him from doing anything at all, and then he would lie about the beach, smoking cigarettes with a pleasant word for everyone, notwithstanding the pain that racked his limb. So, often his rheumatism prevented him from doing anything at all, and then he would lie about in the beach and smoking cigarette. Rheumatism means a kind of joint pain. Racked, smoking cigarette with a pleasant word for everyone, notwithstanding the pain that racked his limb. Racked means torture. The foreigners who come down to Bath and saw him there said that these Italian fishermen were lazy devil. Now, the foreigners who used to travel the beach, they used to see that Salvatore lying there smoking cigarette, and they had a feeling that the Italian fishermen are very lazy in nature, without knowing what hardship Salvatore has gone off. Sometimes he used to bring children down to give them bath. They were both boys. At this time, the elder was 3 and the younger was less than 2. They sprawled about the water edge. They sprawled about the water's edge. Here, sprawled means to swim. Stark naked, fully naked, and Salvatore, standing on a rock, would dip them in water. So Salvatore, being a very serious father, used to teach his sons the way of life in that very part of the Italian country. So they had to know how to swim in water, how to deal with the sea, how to win the sea. The elder one, that means the elder child, bore it with stoicism, that means with indifference. Stoicism means indifference. That to water, the elder did not have any change in sentiment. He is very habituated to water. But the baby screamed lustily, but the younger one used to shout a lot. Salvatore had enormous hands, like legs of mutton, that means large hand, coarse, means rough, and hard from the constant toil. Toil means hard work. But when he birthed his children, holding them so tenderly, drying them with delicate care, delicate means gentle care, upon my word, they were like flowers. He treated his children as if they were the petals of flower. So you can see the hard man from outside and a soft man from inside. He would seat the naked baby on the palm of his hand and hold him off, laughing a little with smallness, and his laugh was like laughter of an angel. His eyes then were as candid as his child's. Very beautiful. His eyes just as innocent as his children, and his laughter was like angel. We can see that hard man who had gone through so much of hardship in his life, so tender, so gentle, and so beautiful. Normally we don't use the term beautiful for the male, but here we have to use the term so beautiful. I started by saying that I wondered if I could do it, and now I must tell you what it is that I have tried to do. I wanted to see whether I could hold your attention for a few pages while I drew for you the portrait of a man. just an ordinary fisherman who possessed nothing in the world except a quality which is the rarest, the most precious, and the loveliest that anyone can have. So, Salvatore did have something that we everyone can possess. It is not that he was a superhero with some immense power, with supernatural effects, but Salvatore was a simple man with simple attitude and simple in outlook of life and everything that is normal. So we can be like him. We should learn from him. Life starts every day. There is no end of life, there is no end of possibility. Heaven only knows why he should so strangely and unexpectedly have processed it. Only God knows, heaven knows means how from that such kind of sickness he changed himself to a man of so much strength. All I know is that is it shone in him, shone in him with a radiance, that means brightness. If it had not been unconscious and so humble, would have been too common to run of men hardly bearable. And in case you have not guessed what the quality was, I will tell you goodness, just goodness. So really we should understand the quality, the man, the common man, the simple fisherman Salvatore possesses. When you understand that, one will find joy in every small thing in our life. So this video we have concluded this story, and the next one will surely discuss the summary and synopsis of this one. Hope you like the story. Do go through this one. Finding difficulty, kindly let me know. Last paragraph, keep it in mind, that is the personal opinion, intrusive opinion of the author.